Hello, I'm Matteo, the Chief Mobile Opinionist here at Tech Travel Geeks, and today we're going to set up the Honor Pad 8. If you haven't already, you can check out our previous video where we took the Honor Pad 8 out of its box and had a quick walk around the specifications on paper. But today we're actually going to be using the Honor Pad 8, setting it up, and going through some of the key features on the product. So I've been charging the Honor Pad 8 using the included charger to get it up to battery level, and we're going to turn it around. And as we turn the tablet on, we have the usual menu for choosing your language. So I'm going to start off using English, and specifically English United Kingdom. And obviously terms of use, I recommend you do read these, but if you trust Honor, go ahead and just accept the terms and conditions of use. Next thing, I need to enter my Wi-Fi password. And interestingly, the Honor Pad 8, as you go through the setup, remains in portrait mode. You can't rotate it to get landscape mode as far as you can see. So the whole setup process is in portrait mode. Now I'm connected to my Wi-Fi network. We'll move on to the next page. So this is a process where it's saying that it may take a few minutes. Let's give it some time. Now the next option suggests that we copy our apps and data. I want to go through this setup experience as a new device, so I'm not going to copy anything. Now next up, it's the Google sign-in page. So I'm going to sign into my Google account. So there we are. I have signed into my Google account. I agree to the Google terms and conditions. In Google we trust. And let's see what happens next. Just as an extra point here, the default keyboard on the Honor Pad 8 is the Microsoft SwiftKey keyboard. There's no haptic feedback on by default, so I'm pretty sure that there is an option to install Gboard, but as it comes out of the box, the default keyboard is Microsoft SwiftKey. So now there's all the Google services to enable, and I'm going to accept them all. As I said earlier, in Google we trust. It's now asking for permission to set up the Assistant from Google. I'm agreeing to this. Let's see if it actually needs me to activate voice match. Considering I've set up a few hundred devices this way, I think they may not need my voice print. And now it's suggesting we have Assistant. I agree. I find that useful sometimes, so best to keep that on. This is an extra privacy declaration from Honor. We agree with that. Now it's going to set up the two ways of unlocking your device. So the Honor Pad 8 supports face unlock, and to do that we need to set up a PIN number first. I'll do that now. Okay then, so with voice unlock set up, and sorry, with my PIN number set up, we can now set up face recognition. Okay then, so that's the face unlock setup. Enhanced services. This is obviously involving some sharing of data with Honor to understand how you use your tablet, which will improve their services. I'm going to enable this because we trust Honor. Location services, we're going to have those on. And it's now going to guide us through a quick tutorial on how to use gesture navigation. Now, gesture navigation on tablets makes a little bit more sense than on phones. Let's see how this works. So it's a tutorial where you swipe in from the left to go back, swipe in from the right to do the same action, swipe up from the bottom to go to the home screen, swipe and hold to go for multitasking, and then close there. So there we go. We've gone through a quick tutorial on gesture navigation on the Honor Pad 8. So here we are with the home screen. I'm going to use this now in landscape mode. This is how I see myself using this tablet most of the time. So I'm going to put this down flat on the surface. let's go and see what apps are pre-installed, what needs to be updated. It is a lovely big screen. This is a 12-inch 2K display. That means that it's 2000 by 1200 pixels here. And updates are happening in the background, 16 of them. So let's stop that and just have a quick look through the apps. So mostly Google apps, plus Microsoft SwiftKey, My Honor app. Let's go ahead and update them all. So there you go. Now let's go back to the home screen and see what the tablet settings are like. So obviously I'm connected to Wi-Fi, all good here. So this is Magic UI 6, specifically Magic UI 6.1 with GPU Turbo. It has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 680 chipset, which in my view for tablet use is more than enough. And as we said in our unboxing video previously here on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel, the model that Honor provided us for review is the 6GB of RAM plus 2GB of Honor RAM Turbo. This is similar in concept to swap memory on a Linux machine. It's essentially a way of having some extra equivalent to RAM storage, which is in fact actually using the hard drive. And this is the 128GB model. As we said, the display is a 2000 pixels in width by 1200 pixels in height. The current Android security patch is the 1st of June 1. And obviously, let's check and see if there's any updates available here. Software update. So this is as the device came out of the box. There is an update available. It's almost 3GB of storage, so let's download and install that. This will take a while, even on my fast gigabit line, but in the meantime, let's see how we're doing with Google Play. We have some other installations happening in the background here. So we can see that these updates are now progressing. 11 to go. Great. So there we go. As you can see, I'm quite comfortable with the gesture navigation here. By default, the launcher on the Honor Pad 8 is set up to be with a sort of iPad-like Honor setup with no app drawer. So you can change this in settings, I believe. So we can go to home screen settings, auto line, show card bar, Google Discover, auto rotate, show recent apps. Here we go, layout 6x4. Oh, it doesn't actually give us there. So you can choose how many icons you have on the home screen, but there doesn't seem to be an option for the app drawer. Interesting, so there is no app drawer option that I can see at the moment. So you can multitask, view your multitasking. In this case, we have 3 apps open. Let's maybe open something else. Let's check out the Honor website on the tablet in the background. And that screen with big keyboard is quite noticeable. There we go. So yeah, you've got fully functioning browser, in this case Google Chrome. In the background, from our notification shade, we can see that we have the software update available. We're downloading the software update in the background, as well as updating our Google Play apps. So let's go back to the Play Store, 6 to go. And that's all great. So whilst we're here, let's install the apps I use the most. So CPU-Z. This is an app that I use to verify specifications, available memory, and a few other features. It's really quite useful to me. Speed test, useful for checking network speed. Amazon shopping, I do use Amazon tablets for shopping quite a lot. If I'm going to be using this tablet, I may as well install the Amazon app whilst I'm at it. So 3 apps to go, the ones that we've just selected. What else? Well, obviously, keeping up with friends and family, I'll be using Facebook. Messenger for calls and some family chats. You have to go where people are. Instagram, which ironically in my experience is a better tablet experience than on the iPad, because Android as an operating system scales that better. Instagram, or specifically Facebook, didn't have to make a lot of effort to get the Instagram app to work well on tablets, whereas with the iPad it's still a little letterbox experience. Amazon Photos, a great way to, if you have a Prime subscription, have unlimited photo storage, which is really handy. So we're currently installing a couple of apps. Let's go back to Google on Google Play, because there are a few apps that are not pre-installed that I do use a lot. So obviously we've got Google, Chrome, Photos, Google Assistant is installed, Google Calendar is not installed, ironically. The Assistant isn't installed, but it's baked into the operating system. Translate, useful for translating text or websites that are in different languages that I don't understand. Google Drive, definitely useful, and it's been updated. Google Home, this is for your smart home setups. Google Play Games, definitely use that. Google One, I obviously subscribe to the service for the storage, and therefore I can use the app to handle my setup. Google Lens, really useful for identifying things in photos. Google News, let's install that. A lot of Google apps I use. So this is Google Meet, Google Chat, here we go, Gboard. So this is my preferred keyboard over Microsoft's Swift key. Gmail is already installed. Great, I think we've got everything here. So that's the Google apps. Let's go back to Amazon and see what apps I've missed out from here. So obviously we have Amazon Shopping installed, a few extra. Amazon Music, I definitely do use that. Disney Plus, we will be using that to watch media on our tablet. Whilst we're at it, Netflix. Interesting. So Netflix does not seem to be available for the Honor Pad 8. Now it's still early days. This may be down to the fact that Netflix has not declared in its manifest that this device is supported, but I'm pretty confident it will work on the Honor Pad 8. So at the moment it's not available directly from the Google Play Store, but I'm assuming that there will be other ways of installing the app straight out of the box. But considering the tablet has just been released, it may just be a question of Netflix adding their app to the compatibility list to allow this to be installed. But in the meantime, we have Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, as well as YouTube. So all great here. So I've got all the main apps here. Let's do something along the lines of set up Gboard. So Gboard is an app that I installed. Let's search for that. Great, so this hasn't installed just yet. We're waiting for that to happen. Let's see where we are. Okay, there's a few apps waiting to go here. And whilst this happens, let's check our notification shade. And yes, the software update is still downloading in the background. Another thing you can mess around with here is obviously the quick settings. So let's see what setup I have. So on our lens, this is a barcode scanner AI image recognition. Put that up. Navigation dock, wireless projection, calculator, timer, recorder. Nothing here that I want to add, but it's good to see that there is a dark mode there. Especially when using the tablet in bed at night, you might want to reduce your eye strain and have your tablet in dark mode. So, great, that's still ongoing, lots of apps installing in the background here. What I'm going to do next is, you can see the dark mode has automatically changed the theme wallpaper as well as the operating system theme. Great to see. And it does reduce the amount of brightness coming out of the tablet through the theming. Even the Google Now shelf, or as it's called now, the Google Feed shelf, is in dark mode. Great to see that as a fully featured setup for the Honor Pad 8. Okay, let's have a look at some other settings. So we can change the wallpaper if we want to. We should also have access to themes, Honor themes. Let's see if I can get those coming up. So we'd have to do that. Transitions, home screen. Okay, we don't actually have a dedicated themes app here. System Manager. So this is just optimizing our setup. We're currently at 94% good, despite all the hard work going on in the background, downloading and installing apps, as well as the operating system update. Let's check in on that. So we're at 56% of the almost 3 GB download. That seems to be going on nicely in the background. And interesting, in the system section, we also have a system navigation option. So you can choose, in this case, between gestures and 3-key navigation. This will be something we'll do a dedicated video on in a future update. As you can see at the bottom now, I have the navigation buttons. And within the 3-key navigation, we also have the option to choose the layout. Back, home, multitask, or multitask, home, back, or also having additional ones here. But I'm quite happy with gesture navigation on a tablet at the moment. I'll leave that as it is. So I'm not going to show that again, but in a future video here on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel, we'll do a quick guide on how to change gesture navigation on or off on our tablets. Great, so lots of apps installing here. Good to see. We have Prime Video, but sadly no Netflix. So let's update the Android web view. I think we're done with all the installations. So let's go in here and find Gboard, which should have been installed. Gboard is one of those apps which can be silently installed, as in it won't generate an icon for it. So once you have got through actually installing it, you might need to search for it in the Play Store. Open it and then set it up as your default keyboard. In this case, I'm going to enable it in settings. We need to enable that. Great. And whilst we're at it, I'm going to disable Microsoft SwiftKey. Microsoft SwiftKey is a great keyboard, but my dictionary and my whole experience is, in my view, better with Gboard. So I'm going to have Gboard done. That's it. Great. So now we're in the settings to Gboard. A few things that I'm going to do. is sound on key press is off, pop-up on key press, let's have that on. There is no haptic feedback, which is good to see. Sometimes on tablets that can be quite frustrating. Let's check the theme. It's dynamic color, so it's based on your theme. Great to see. I'm going to switch glide typing off because that's not something I'm interested in. And that should be my full thing. Actually, no, I'm going to add a keyboard. I do communicate with people in Italian. So Italian, Italy. Done. Great, so I've added that keyboard to Gboard. So multilingual typing is quite useful to me. We've done that. Good to see. So everything seems to be set up nicely. Let's see how Instagram looks on the Honor Pad 8. I'll just log in. Okay, so here we go. This is Instagram. It has picked up the dark mode on the Honor Pad 8's operating system. And as you can see, I have... Whoa, I've accidentally done a screenshot here. As you can see, I have fully featured Instagram full screen, and I'm seeing updates here. So, good. Instagram works. That will be for later time. I think in terms of setup and installations, we're where I want to be. I have all the key apps I want. What I probably will do will be reorganize the icons as I get used to using the tablet, but that's something for a bit more of an experience setup. So as you can see, we've set up the tablet, we've updated all the Google Play Store apps, and in terms of operating system update, as it comes out of the box, there's a new version of Magic UI 6.1, which is 94% downloaded. So as it comes out of the box, things do get better. I'll wrap up this video now. It's been a while. If you have any further questions, if you'd like to know more about the Honor Pad 8, or if there's any particular features you've read about or heard about and you'd like to see covered by the Tech Travel Geeks, please leave us a comment in the section below. If we don't get back to you in the comment section, we might even do a fully dedicated video to whatever you're asking about. For now, I will wrap up this video. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. If you don't already, please do subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. And again, thanks for watching. Goodbye from me.